holds priority on ETB, and casts Demonic Consultation. Welcome to Cardboard Content, where we aim to develop our skills and grow the competitive Commander community. Hey guys, again, it's me, Benedict. Thank you for joining me on top 16 of Dockside Duels at Darkside. Pretty hype game for today, pretty excited for that. But before that, I want to remind you of our up-and-coming event on April 27th. Showdown at Darkside. If you guys are interested in that, please register at topdeck.gg. Link down below. Also linked down below is the promo code you can get 15% off when you register at Darkside for our event. Use promo code SDAD15 for 15% off your purchase once you register. Without further delay, here's our game. In our lower right, we have Zane playing Rograkh Silas. Player 2, Casey, playing Kinnan. Albert on Tymna Kraum, and Ryan also on Tymna Kraum. Zane starts us off with his commander Rograkh into a Bloodstained Mire, fetching up a Badlands, casting Culling the Weak, sacrificing Rog, using 2 mana for a Talisman, and then the 2 remaining mana for a Demonic Tutor. He casts Mana Crypt, then taps the Talisman and Mana Crypt and casts a Player 1, Turn 1 Time Twister. It resolves. Casts Mox Diamond, pitching a Wooded Foothills, then taps Mox Diamond for an Imperial Seal. Casey's turn. He plays a Waterlogged Grove into a Lotus Petal, and then passes turn. Albert's turn. He plays Verdant Catacomb, fetches for an Underground Sea, and then he also passes turn. Ryan's turn. He plays a Mana Crypt and passes turn. Zane's turn. He rolls for his Mana Crypt. He's successful, recasts his commander, Rograkh, and then passes turn. Casey's turn. He plays a Cephalid Colosseum, casts his commander Kinnan. On his end step, Albert casts Vampiric Tutor. Albert's turn. He plays Mana Confluence and then passes turn. We move to Ryan's turn. He rolls for Mana Crypt, unsuccessful, and then goes down to discard. We move to Zane's turn. Zane rolls for his Mana Crypt. He's successful, plays Otawara, then plays Underworld Breach. Casey responds with Swansong. Zane responds back with Fierce Guardianship, and Albert responds back with a Red Elemental Blast. Underworld Breach is countered, then Zane casts Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune resolves and Zane passes turn. Casey's turn. He plays Gaia's Cradle, then Manglehorn. ETB targets Zane's Talisman of Dominance, then passes turn to Albert. Albert plays Arid Mesa, cracks it, plays a Plateau, then plays Tymna, then plays Mox Diamond into play tap, pitching a Bloodstained Mire, Mana Crypt into play tap, and then Mox Opal as well, tapped. He passes turn to Ryan. Ryan's turn. Ryan rolls for Mana Crypt. He's successful, plays a Misty Rainforest, then casts Mox Diamond, pitching a Gemstone Cavern. We move on to Zane's turn. He rolls for his Crypt. He is successful, plays Volcanic Island, and then passes the turn. We move to Casey's turn. He draws and then passes the turn. Albert rolls for his Mana Crypt. He takes damage. Moves into combat and attacks Ryan with Tymna. Zane responds to the draw trigger by casting a Notion Thief. Albert responds by casting Chain of Vapor targeting Notion Thief. Albert responds to his own draw trigger and casts Mystical Tutor. Ryan responds with a Mental Misstep. Albert responds back by hard casting a Mindbreak Trap. He puts Ad Nauseam to the top of his deck and then draws it with Tymna. We move to Ryan's turn. Ryan rolls for Mana Crypt, takes 3, cracks his Misty Rainforest for a Tundra, then Ryan casts Mnemonic Betrayal. Zane responds by pitching a Simran Spirit Guide, and then casting a Tainted Pact, revealing the first card, a Force of Negation, stopping there, and then casting Force of Negation and pitching Notion Thief. Ryan passes turn to Zane. Zane rolls for his Mana Crypt. He's successful, draws a card, and passes turn. Casey does the same, draws a card and passes turn to Albert. Albert rolls for his Mana Crypt, no damage. Then casts Ad Nauseam. Ad Nauseam resolves. He reveals Brain Freeze, Watery Grave, Mental Misstep, Cyclonic Rift, Mana Vault, Lotho, Demonic Consultation, Jeweled Lotus, Marsh Flats, Rhystic Study, Otawara, Arcane Signet, Mnemonic Betrayal, Thassa's Oracle, Soul Ring, Blood Crypt, Fierce Guardianship, Polluted Delta, Ragavan, Command Tower, and stopping at Intuition with remaining 5 life. He plays Command Tower. Albert casts Thassa's Oracle, holds priority on ETB, and casts Demonic Consultation. Casey responds by sacrificing Cephalid Coliseum, forcing Albert to draw from an empty library. We move to Ryan's turn. He's successful with Mana Crypt, plays Windswept Heath, casts Rite of Flame, then his commander Kraum. We move on to Zane's turn. Zane rolls for his Mana Crypt. He's successful, casts Defense Grid. Casey responds with Endurance, pitching Elvish Mystic. Zane responds by casting Pact of Negation, triggering Ryan's Kraum. It resolves, he gambles, and pitches Mnemonic Betrayal. With no more outs, Zane calls it quits. Casey's turn. He shocks in a Breeding Pool, then casts Gilded Drake, swapping with Kraum. Moves into combat with Kraum. Ryan responds by cracking his Windswept Heath, putting in a Scrubland, then casting Cyclonic Rift on his Kraum. We move to Ryan's turn. He rolls for his Mana Crypt, takes 3, casts Fellwar Stone, then casts Phyrexian Metamorph, copying Gilded Drake, choosing Kennen. Casey responds by casting March of the Swirling Mist, pitching Pact of Negation, and phasing out his commander Kennen and the copy of Gilded Drake. We move to Casey's turn. Casey plays a Mana Confluence, then casts Tezzeret the Seeker. Then activates Tezzeret's second ability by putting a Mox Amber into play from his deck. Then passes turn to Ryan. Ryan rolls for Mana Crypt. He takes 3, casts Tymna, then Kraum, and moves into combat. Sends the 2 Gilded Drakes at Tezzeret and Kraum at Casey. Triggers Tymna and he draws a card. We move to Casey's turn. He plays a Grim Monolith, activates Kennen's ability, and puts a Tidespot Tyrant into play. And passes turn to Ryan. Ryan rolls for his Mana Crypt, takes no damage, moves into combat, attacks with the 2 Gilded Drakes and Kraum. Casey blocks his Gilded Drake. Ryan draws with Tymna. Plays Wooded Foothills, casts Chromox, pitching Lotho. With no cards in his hand, he casts Gamble, discarding a Sevinne's Reclamation into the graveyard. Casts Sevinne's, puts Underworld Breach into play, then targets Thassa's Oracle with the copy of Sevinne's Reclamation. He holds priority with Thassa's Oracle's ETB, casts Dark Ritual, then casts Tainted Pact. Thassa's Oracle trigger resolves, and Ryan wins the game. Kudos to you, Ryan. Right into endgame summation. Casey, Ryan, you guys were basically in top deck mode at the very end there, trying to pull off the win, trying to get some interaction or something. But Tymna, Kraum, having your draw engines in the command zone and access to constantly drawing. Good job to you, Ryan. Albert, for you, board state awareness. Just knowing each and every single one of the cards on the table is very difficult, but knowing the key cards is what's very important. Obviously, if you knew what it did, you wouldn't have done your play, and that Manglehorn was kind of messing up your lines to do anything else. Maybe bouncing it and doing an intuition line after that would have got you somewhere different, but who knows. Zane, good job on the many attempts to win. Bad luck on your end, trying to gamble and pull off the win there. Good on you also for scooping up there and not giving a protective shell to the next two players to have an uncontested try at a win. I know it's probably more so you trying to make a dinner appointment at that time, but either way, good job to everyone in this round. Looking forward to seeing you, Ryan, in top 4 next time. If you guys like this event and looking forward to another one, or maybe participating in another one, we have one coming up April 27th. Our goal is to fill it up with 60 people. So the spots are limited and starting to fill up. So you could head to topdeck.gg to register. More on that here. What is Top Deck Championship Series, you ask? It's a Commander tournament circuit that runs now till August 2024. You can compete in a tournament registered with Top Deck Championship Series. Your accumulation of points will vary in accordance with the event tier that you participate in. Find these tournaments on topdeck.gg. In late August, the top 64 players will qualify for a Top Deck Invitational and will compete for a prize of over $11,000. No tournaments in the area? Well, ask your local LGS to join as a partner to the series and host their own events, which will add to the still growing prize pool. For more information, go to topdeck.gg. Link down below, more information on topdeck.gg. Also, our social medias are down there. Also, don't forget about Darkside Games, 15% off when you register for the event. The promo code again is SDAD15 to get 15% off your purchase at Darkside Games. If you want to help the channel, you can subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, or join us here with these guys. Our content consumers tier 2, Aaron at 2 times, Big Yoda at 2 times, and our new addition Lex. Our cardboard cutouts tier 3, Wong and now at 5 times, Matt at 4, and Albert at 3. Thank you so much for your guys' support. If you'd like to join them, patreon.com/cardboardcontent. Top 4 is our next video. What decks do you think are going to show up? Comment down below. Thank you guys, and we'll see you at the next Top 4 video.